4 in the morning does not feel early here. It feels like the only hour that still belongs to him. Somewhere past the tree line, a rooster answers another rooster. Ambo mutters at it, the same complaint every morning, that after all these years, it still hasn't learned a proper tune. He ties his boots the way his father taught him, 2 loops, then a square knot, never a bow. Every planting season begins the same way. The field asks for everything before it promises anything. Ambo clicks his tongue, the same short sound he has used since Pepito was young enough for someone else to still be leading him. Keep straight, old friend. It's all it has ever meant. Somewhere north, behind a mountain he has never had reason to visit, a dam decides how good this year will be. He has never met it. It has never met him. A voice passes down the line, off frame. Their turn falls on Tuesday, same as always. That is the whole conversation. His daughter calls, the signal thin, wind pressing against it. Their conversations rarely change. She asks how the rice is doing. He tells her it's growing straight and well. She warns him, half laughing, not to end up face down in the mud again. There is already a video, courtesy of a nephew with a phone and no mercy. He asks if she's eaten. She asks if he's taking his vitamins. Neither answers the other's question directly. The line crackles before either one finishes. Before anything else happens today, there are chickens to feed and a strap to fix. Ambo scatters rice hulls from a tin can across the yard, more out of habit than measurement. He picks up a slipper with a broken strap and threads a short piece of wire through it. Instead of reaching for the spare pair by the door, something passes his lips, half-formed and unaddressed. He pours his coffee into the saucer first, blows on it, then pours it back. An old habit no one remembers teaching him. Nothing here needs to mean anything. It is simply what a morning is made of. From a tin box under the bed, he takes out what he has. A few bills, some newer than others. One of them, a 50 peso bill, has passed through more hands than he can count. He doesn't look at it for long. There's somewhere to be. At the cooperative, the seed and the fertilizer are already written down before a single grain has touched water. The questions are the same every year, so are most of the answers. It is the same variety his father planted. Some habits become harder to change the longer they survive. The harvest is 4 months away. The debt begins today. The radio says a storm is forming somewhere past the coast. It might turn, it might not. He's heard this sentence every year. He checks the knot on the chicken coop, more from habit than urgency. Inside, the 50 peso bill sits on the table next to a photograph. Mila, maybe 6 years old, missing a tooth, laughing at something the camera never caught. Waiting for rain to pass is its own kind of work. Ambo runs a thumb along the doorway post, worn smoother than the wood around it. A row of small notches climbs the grain, some old, some newer, one for every harvest since his father's time. He doesn't count them. He already knows the number. He adds nothing tonight. Tonight isn't for marking. Morning. The field is bent, not broken. Some of it will recover, some of it won't. He walks the rows the way you check on someone who was sick overnight. Near the gate, a neighbor's duck claims the only dry patch. Ambo almost laughs. He tells her not to worry, that things are fine here, that he and Pepito are fine. He doesn't ask her to come home. He doesn't mention the loan, or the rain, or what it cost. He tucks the 50 peso bill beneath the stone by the gate. the same stone his father used for reasons no one ever explained and no one ever needed to. At the cooperative hall, someone else's harvest is being weighed and celebrated today. Ambo claps for a neighbor's good season the same way he'd want someone to clap for his. A neighbor notices his sickle isn't at his side. Ambo simply tilts his head toward Pepito, where it hangs quietly, waiting. The neighbor laughs, already walking away with it. Someone places a small plate of food into his hands. He eats it standing, without comment. This, too, is something passed down. Not a field, not a debt, a seat at this table. The field settles into the color it always becomes at this hour. Somewhere north, behind a mountain he has never visited, a dam is already deciding next season. He does not know its decision yet. He plants anyway. This is what I noticed. He ties the same knot on everything that matters. He has never once called it that.